Howdy ho hi, as promised, this is going to be the Battle Mage training location and node setup video. Now, assuming you're 200, I'm not going to go over the leveling or training areas leading up to 200 because there are a bajillion of those. Just searching MapleStory leveling guide in YouTube will find you more than enough quality videos to do so. I'll only be covering levels 200 through 250. Now, at level 200, you're going to want to get your 5th job, and the most important 4 nodes you need are Grim Harvest, Aura Scythe, Altars of Annihilation, and Decent Holy Symbol. At the moment, at 200 to 210, you shouldn't need your boost nodes just yet. You should be able to just carry on killing mobs around your level with just these and your base damages and gear. But if you do need the boost nodes, don't feel too bad pulling out Decent Holy Symbol for one of your boost nodes. Ideally, the one with Finishing Blow, Condemnation, and your Dark Shock. My boost nodes aren't fully optimized, they're just generals to cover all the skills. But the main training area for 200 through 210 is not under the cave, or below the cave, or Eastern Path, although both of those are good alternatives. My preferred area for 200 to 210 on Battle Mage and on a lot of characters is not there. It's up here in the Dark World tree. Upper tree stem. Now the mobs are pretty high level and they have quite a bit of base health, but you should be able to kill them relatively easily. Battle Mage has some pretty good base damages and its 5th job skills are incredibly powerful, as well as utilizing the small map that this is. Battle Mage just melts through this area. Like, look how tiny this is. You can cover it in less than 5 teleports. Now, a general rotation for me, obviously Frenzy would be down, and you'd have all your EXP buffs running, but I'm not going to use those for this demonstration because I don't want to waste any. But your general rotation is to stand here, drop Grim Scythe. Now Grim Scythe has a huge hitbox. He'll hit everything up here as well as down below, so he'll take care of this entire side of the map while he's summoned. And then you'll want to be using your big AoEs pretty much on cooldown because they'll hit most of the map as well. And then for your Altars of Annihilation, I set one here, one over here at max range. This is about as far as you can get it. And then one up on top of the map to go through that. And then usually I just leave it at that and then attack here in the middle. And then once Grim Scythe wears off, which it eventually will, I switch on Aura Scythe, and that allows me to get this huge range addition on my basic attack. So I just use Aura Scythe to the right and keep my altar cycling over there. Now if you have Lucid Soul on your weapon, a place I would put it is dead in the center right here. Because Lucid Soul, as well as Grim Scythe, has a ridiculous range to it, and she'll hit pretty much everything. And that allows you to take over the right side of the map when Grim Scythe is down. So all you have to do is jump attack there, hit the rope, go back up, down, and like that. The rotation is pretty simple because the map is so incredibly small, and 5th job Battle Mage just melts through small maps. It's unreal how good they are at farming compared to pre-200. But this is my recommended map for 200 to 210. Obviously, you can train in Vanishing Journey if that more suits your playstyle, but to me, none of the Vanishing Journey maps felt good for Battle Mage. They're all a bit too long and a bit too wide. None of them are small enough or have enough spawn in those small maps to warrant using them. So, now you are 210, you're going to be in Choo Choo Island. Now, obvious pick is Slurpy Forest Depths. It is by far the best map in Choo Choo Island, and it's easily the best map for Battle Mage as well, because it is so small and the mobs are so compact. With Frenzy down, you can effectively just set your altars to clear most of the map here. You set one in this corner, and you teleport down to the bottom platform, go to your max range, and you set your second one there. Then you walk over here a bit, set down an altar there, and then your 4th altar is going to go up here in this corner. And then again, if you have a Lucid Summon, you would set this right here in the middle, so that it takes care of everything that the altars don't hit. And then you just teleport along this top, and bada bing bada boom, you're clearing the entire map with relative ease. Now once your altars expire, you want to line yourself up here on this corner and drop Aura Scythe. That'll take care of most of those platforms there, and then from here you can just jump attack along the bottom and teleport over here to kill these mobs, and that'll take care of them. Now you have two additional node slots. I would recommend putting on Resistance Infantry because it assists your mobbing so hugely, and then one of your primary boost nodes, because at this point you're probably going to need a little bit more damage to one-shot these mobs, unless you're really funded, and that'll help out a lot. And infantry is actually ridiculous on this map. If you stand on this platform and set it down, he'll hit the entire bottom and left side and the entire right and right platform. It's so nice to use as a filler in between rotations. It's ridiculously good on such a low cooldown. It's probably one of the best 5th job skills for training. But if you can't find a Slurpee map, I would recommend Dealy Bopper, or Biddy Bobble rather, Biddy Bobble 1. Because this map, again, incredibly small and very easy to rotate. I just set one altar here, one altar down here. Where was it? There it is. One altar there, and then one altar on this platform over to the side as far as you can get it. And then this side, you can just clear with your AoEs, jump attack there, and you can teleport up, and you can just teleport yourself in a nice little circle here while those are up. And as well, once Grim Harvest comes up and these go off cooldown, you just replace Grim Harvest here and then continue teleporting in a circle. And you can also set Lucid Soul here as well for additional mobbing. Now infantry isn't as necessary here, but you can just place it on the top and teleport along the bottom. It doesn't really increase the rates, but it helps out a little bit. But those are your primary maps for Choo Choo Island. After Choo Choo Island, you're now 210, you're into Latulent, and oh my goodness, by far the most broken map in the game for Battle Mage. Undeniable in my opinion. I would stay in this map till 250 if level difference EXP negation wasn't a thing. Rev Place 3 is far and above the most amazing map for Battle Mage, especially with Frenzy. Like, you would think it'd be that good, because it is a longer map, but with Lucid Soul, with Grim Harvest, with your altars, and with Aura Scythe, everything combined, Battle Mage controls this map so well. My normal rotation is place Grim Harvest here on the side, teleport over to the top, in this corner place your first turret, or your first altar, then down here place your second altar, and then back to the corner for your third altar. And then turn on Aura Scythe, and literally just stand here and attack. You will be getting upwards of 650 mob kills per minute if the servers aren't very laggy. It's actually insane how good Rev Place 3 is for Battle Mage. I honestly wouldn't recommend any other map in Latulent. And quite honestly, I would stay here until the mid 230s. Unless you're incredibly strong before moving to Arcane River, or Arcana maps rather. Because the damage difference and the level difference for the Arcana maps definitely takes a toll on your damage output unless you're strong enough to bypass that at an early level. So I would recommend staying here as long as you can. These start to get EXP reduction after 10 levels above them. So at most, I would say stay here until 234. After that, you pretty much have to go to Arcana, because by then, the EXP you're losing per mob here is made up for by the mobs in Arcana. And now onto Arcana. Obviously, the best two maps are Cavern Lower Path and Labyrinth Cavern Upper Path. Now, CLP, obviously an incredibly popular map. Hard to find a map, even in Bara. Oh, hey, an elite. Oh god, I'm so weak. Let's just turn on my damage and help this guy real quick. Try to help him. Oh, so this is another thing. If there's an elite while you're grinding and you're actually going for 10k Legion as well, I would highly recommend killing as many elites as you can, or at least assisting on it to get the box. The chance of getting cubes or clean slate scrolls to save on costs is super handy. Let's see if we get any luck today. Oh, hey, free flame. That's great. Oh, a free eternal flame. Ooh, streamer luck. Oh, except this is a YouTube video. Never mind. All right, let's see if we can find an empty channel to show this rotation. A CLP is actually really simple, and it's cleared really quickly for Battle Mage. The only downside is the rotation I use has a bit of downtime after a while because your cooldowns get desynced. Let's drop Frenzy for a guilty just as I'm passing through. Okay, here's a free map. Now my general rotation for CLP is kind of different to most Battle Mages. I place my altars on top because I use Aura Scythe as my main mobbing skill in this map. Now for the top you just need 3 altars. Then I place Lucid Soul in this corner so that she hits those mobs on the far left, and I stand here in the middle with Aura Scythe, and I just jump attack left and right. If you've ever played a Night Lord in Arcana, you'll find this very similar to how you train with Night Lord, where you set your Dark Flare on the top platform and then just jump left and right and let your marks take care of the rest. It's very similar. And just like this, Battle Mage clears the map so incredibly efficiently and so incredibly fast. And then once your altars expire, I jump up to this middle platform and then set Grim Scythe so that he's not attacking this bottom platform, because you're going to be taking care of this platform. It's pretty easy to kill. Even when your Aura Scythe's off cooldown, you can just teleport across the platform and kill these mobs very easily. Very good clear. Then obviously if you need to make a loot cycle, you can drop your infantry down and then just teleport through the map, grabbing all the items, looting everything up. Pretty efficient, very little downtime on mobs killed, and it only gets better once you get your will skill, because then you can add that to your rotation. You have even less downtime on your mobs killed, and the rates just keep getting better. And these guys are good all the way until 250. Now there is a slight EXP drop off after 247, but by then your time per level should be around 8 to 10 hours each level, and the minor amount of EXP lost past there isn't going to change that too much. Now my preferred map, and probably the best map once you're 235, is Labyrinth Cavern Upper Path. This one, it definitely requires Frenzy for this one, because you're going to be doing a lot of teleporting in this map, and you want to be hitting mobs every time you teleport, unless your spells are up. Now this is a very simple and lazy farming method. I actually got the inspiration to do this rotation by my buddy Dan, who his main training method was just teleporting, so it gave me the idea for this. The main rotation is start in this corner, drop your altars, generally just drop 3 of them, and then in this side you want to drop Grim Harvest or your will skill. Since Grim Harvest is on cooldown, I'll use my will skill. And then we drop our infantry near the will skill, teleport over to this side, and drop Lucid Soul. And then from here, it's literally just teleporting in a circle. You just teleport along the top, jump down in the corner, teleport along the bottom. And you keep doing this until your cooldowns come up, and you just keep rotating them out. Now, there will be times where you only have 2 altars available to you. That's totally fine. I try to line those up so that they're in sync with Grim Harvest, because he has a bigger hitbox and he clears more efficiently than the will skill. So I try to use those when there's only 2 around there. And then for Grim Harvest, I just lined it up with this rope here. Drop Grim Harvest, let him take care of business. Drop infantry on cooldown on the bottom, wherever. And then just when your altars need to be replaced, replace your altars. And this map is the map I'm going to be training in all the way till 250. And it is a map I would highly recommend you try out as well, because the rates are actually significantly good for how easy this training method is. My best rates so far have been in CLP, but it's an incredibly more... it's a much more active training style in CLP than this is, and the rates aren't that much different. I was getting 27 million EXP per second in CLP with no lag in Bara, right after a reset, with all the EXP buffs I could get together. And here my max was 24 mil per second. Now a 3 mil per second difference is quite significant in the long run, but the the amount of effort required to do this one is so much lower than the CLP one. I'm definitely gonna stick to doing this all the way to 250 because it is just that much easier. It gives you so much downtime in between actually having to set things that it makes watching something on a second monitor that much easier. And that just makes the quality of life for grinding the 250 that much better. Having to pay super close attention for every 250 while grinding to 250, well, getting redundant there. While grinding to 250, just having to watch only Maple and see yourself grinding the entire time for every 250 would get incredibly tedious. So the method I use for most grinding is find something that's good but doesn't require my full attention, so that I can watch something on the side, you know, watch anime, watch a stream, listen to music, do something else. Because just looking at myself teleporting in a circle for 200 hours would be incredibly boring. But that'll be the general gist of Battle Mage's training. And I plan to do one of these videos for every 250 I make. I might even go back and show the general maps that I trained in for my previous 250s, although since I stripped them of their gear and just made them Star Force mules at this point, I won't actually be able to kill the mobs, but I can still show the rotations and the maps that I trained in for each one of them, and give you guys a nice example of how I went about getting to 250 on all of these guys. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you next time. See you later.